In this video, I want to demonstrate a pairwise comparison method to see if an irrelevant alternatives criterion is met. So here's what I mean. First, let's start with this question. Using pairwise comparison method, which of these persons is selected as the speaker? So what's going on here in this scenario is that we have a festival coming up, and we're going to have somebody who's going to speak at this festival. So we have a committee that got together, and we have 26 people in this committee, right? 12 plus 8 is 20 plus 6 more. So we have a total of 26 people on this committee, and these 26 people are deciding on who's going to be the speaker for this festival. And we've got 3 candidates. We've got Susan, Charlie, and Vince. And so these 26 people voted who their first, second, and third choice were, and here's what we have in the table. So we're going to use a pairwise comparison method to see who is the selected speaker. Let me just show you the outcome of that pairwise comparison right now. So first off, I determined that there were 3 comparisons that need to be made. I had a total of 3 candidates, and remember the formula to figure out how many comparisons you need is start off with the number of candidates, in this case 3, times 1 less than that, so 3 times 2, and then divide that result by 2. So it came out to be 3. And here are the 3 comparisons. It's Vince versus Charlie, Vince versus Susan, and Charlie versus Susan. So I already went ahead and did the Vince versus Charlie comparison, and when I did that, you saw that Vince came out to 12 total votes, and Charlie came out to 8 plus 6. So Charlie wins this head-to-head comparison with a total of 14. Now, because Charlie won, it doesn't really even make sense to do this Vince versus Susan comparison, because if Vince happens to win this time, then we're not going to have a clear winner. So if Charlie beats Susan, then we certainly have a winner in Charlie, because Charlie would have beat Vince and Susan. So I might as well just skip this second one and go down to this third one. Let's compare Charlie versus Susan. So as you can see in this comparison, Charlie is also the winner with 18 versus only 8 votes for Susan. So hopefully it's obvious for you to see that in this pairwise comparison method, Charlie is going to be the selected speaker. Okay, so the second part of this question says, suppose that prior to the announcement of the winner, Vince informs the committee that he cannot speak for the festival. So Charlie, although was the selected winner, he hasn't been announced yet as the speaker. And so, but Vince informs the committee he cannot come, he cannot speak. So they're asking us to construct a new preference table with Vince eliminated, and let's determine who the selected speaker is going to be using the pairwise comparison method again. All right, so that changes this table over here. Vince is out here, here, and here. What does the new table look like? Well, it looks like this. Now, what's interesting about this table here is that I hope you see that this last column here of 6 for Charlie and for Susan is actually pretty much the same as this first column right here. So I'm actually just going to rewrite this table one more time. I'm going to put the first column, this 12 column here, and this last column of 6, put them together since they're really the same. All right, so here's the new updated latest version. And as we do a pairwise comparison, we only have one comparison to make. We only have 2 candidates here. We only have Susan and we have Charlie, and that's it. And it's really easy to see that Susan has 8 first place votes, Charlie has 18, and so Charlie is obviously still the winner. So even with Vince eliminated, Charlie is still our selected speaker for this festival. The final question we're going to be asked is this: is the irrelevant alternatives criterion satisfied for this problem here? And a real quick recap is, look, if a candidate wins an election, and then we have a recount, and before that recount happens, the only changes are, that one or more of the candidates, in this case only one person, was removed from the ballot. Vince was taken out. So when those changes happen, that candidate that won the first time should still win the election. And sure enough, it did, right? Charlie won the first time as well as the second time. So does the irrelevant alternatives criterion, does it get satisfied? In this case, yes, it does. And that's because both, right? The explanation would be, well, Charlie won both the first election as well as the second election, even with changes being made.